Okay, recording this video Friday, 7th of March 2014. It's 2:47 p.m. Chicago time. Just recording this for the close of the day. Get it out. I hope you had a great day's trading today. So Wednesday and Thursday, super low range, super low volume type days. Really tough trading. But Friday, excellent. It was fast, it was trendy, had great signals. So really nice day. Sometimes, a good day at the end of the week can make your week, and that was certainly the case for me. So Wednesday and Thursday, you can see we had, 6 points of range, something like that on Wednesday, 7 points on the Thursday, and they're kind of little spinning top type patterns here where open and close is very close together. It's kind of a little bit of a doji type pattern. It just shows indecision, lack of demand up there, and the volumes were super low, about 1 million contracts traded each of those days. We're at 1.3 million so far today. The day's not kind of finished. Just wondering if we're going to do one of these outside kind of reversal days where we've started the day kind of gapping up and then we end the day closing below the low of the previous day. But these 2 days, tricky days trading, and really the best thing to do when the market's kind of slow and you kind of realize it's not going to be a really fun, fast day, is to stop trading as soon as possible and just kind of sit on your hands, do nothing, because you can have a good day like Friday and it all kind of comes together. Where are we going in terms of the big picture? We've overshot resistance on the daily time frame. For me, I'm looking for a little bit of a sell-off back to support on the 135-minute chart. So if the high time frame's the daily chart, one time frame down is the 135-minute chart. There are 3 135-minute bars in a daily chart, and this thing's kind of, we're overextended. We need to put in a pullback in a downtrend, in an uptrend as a cyclical support, and then kind of break on back up to a pullback to end of trend. And you can see that we're just waiting for that pattern to loop over here in better sine wave to kind of come in and cross. That'll signal us the timing's right for a cyclical support, and then we'll come back up and make pullback to end of trend. So I'm just wondering if we're going to, today was a weak day, if we're going to get a continuation on Monday, Tuesday of kind of weakness into that support on the 135-minute chart. Every time we tried to do it lately, you can see this little squiggly pattern. We never got the crossover. It was never deep enough to signal that. So we just kind of kept on bouncing up from there. But at some point we'll come down and print that support. Okay, so now trading today. First of all, I want to talk about momentum signals close to the zero line and what to expect after that, because that's really important. But just to show you the 500 tip bar chart. 500 tip bar chart was a beauty today. Every time we kind of had end of trend signals on the 500 tip bar chart backed up by momentum, we had kind of really nice little reversals. So first of all, this is the open of the day. We sold off really quickly, having had the employment numbers kind of earlier that we kind of spiked from. But the low of this first kind of dig down was pullback to end of trend, and in the background we've got exhaustion selling with the pro signal exit and first bullish divergence come in. So we've ran out of bullets at this point and put in our first bullish divergence. We get price confirmation, pullback to end of trend, bang, that bottoms it for the time being, and we race to the upside. Another nice move, pullback to end of trend, signaled with momentum, exhaustion, first bearish divergence comes in, and then we roll over, we go down again. Down here, pullback to dirty end of trend. The end of trend doesn't print here because we've violated the pullback level, so I call that a dirty end of trend. And then we've got exhaustion selling and first bullish divergence comes in. We rocket away from there. The next one, pullback to end of trend, another bearish divergence and flush, we roll over from there and so on. This one was kind of complex correction on the way down, but then this last move, pullback to end of trend, exhaustion, first bearish divergence, bang, and we've kind of rocketed down from there. And the beauty of those things was they were syncing up with the 4500 tip bar chart. So I talk about trend moves in the lower time frame syncing up with cycle moves in the higher time frame. So this is the low time frame, trending moves here with pullback to end of trend, and here is the 4500 tip bar chart. So we had a sync up here, sync here, sync here, sync here. All these were really nice kind of syncing moves. And I'm going to go into this one in a little bit of detail and attach this one. So we sold off super hard into this. We had exhaustion selling down here, bit of a test with the Rambo pattern and back up. And you can see on the 4500 tip bar chart all these blue professional bars start to come in around where we kind of found sellers kind of coming in last time up here in the 80s, and that was a beautiful signal. When the pullback and end of trend synced up with that, we rolled over and bang, we hit new lows really hard. And so I was short 79.50, took out 4 to 75.50. It was good for more, got out too low. I just thought we'd bounce around that previous low, and we didn't. We kept on going through. But the reason why we were going to go low was on the 1500 tip bar chart. Now, I'm using the momentum signals on my medium time frame, my 1500 tip frame, to signal changes in trend. You can see this first rundown. So from the open, the first rundown here, that was the extent of the selling. That was the maximum kind of selling going on. That shows you from that high up here that was the people selling down. That needs to be picked up at the lows, and that's why we see another exhaustion kind of signal here. So that's showing the strength of the selling, and this shows them starting to pick it back up here at these lows. But the bullish divergence pattern that we get after that one is right on the zero line here. So we know we're going to see something like a spike down, a flush pattern, or as it turned out, another exhaustion pattern kind of down here. Because that thing is on the zero line, you know you're going to dig down. The market's really spiky when it comes to volume patterns. You know, it reverses off extremes of selling or extremes of buying, and that bullish divergence is just not good enough. It just shows an extreme selling and then very little selling going on at that point. It needs to flush everybody out. It needs to get the whole thing kind of going. So as soon as we broke this kind of support level, we were well on our way down here. Exhaustion selling again. I always say that with Rambo patterns and exhaustion, that's an unstable pattern. That's all the amateurs getting extreme here, and that's why we bounced at that point there. But the market wasn't over on the downside, because you see down here there was no blue professional bars on the 1500 that kind of came in. They weren't coming in till later in the afternoon, where they're starting to pick it up here and pick it up here. So although this was a big kind of bounce back, the low was not in. It was going to be a down day. That wasn't kind of good enough to kind of bottom this thing on the way down. So that's what I want to kind of show you. This, a bullish divergence close to the zero line. This is extreme selling getting the move going. This is them picking it up on the way down here. That on the zero line, wait for a flush or another extreme sell pattern, ended up being an exhaustion pattern again kind of down here. You knew that was going to have to happen. It was just a question of timing that and getting into that move. What we had here was little kind of amateur up bars. That was the beauty. This little blue professional bar tests back into that 80 level, does not go anywhere. The higher that bar does not get taken out, and oops. So here we go. The higher that bar doesn't get taken out, bang, we hit it hard on the downside, moves out of that little congestion zone there, bang, we're on our way onto the downside, and that was a really strong move. In fact, as soon as I got out, it kind of accelerated and just kept on going down there, so it was really nice. Anyway, hope you traded it well. I'll tag on that day trade. That was a goodie. And you know, going to enjoy the weekend, take a little bit of time off. I'll have a look at the commitment of traders and the multi-market stuff, global macro stuff, because it's kind of all kinds of things kind of happening over there. Anyway, hope your trading's going well. Just got short 79.50, short 79.50. Just checking stops and targets, and yes, just wondering if that's all that was. A test at 81, we're coming back a fraction. So the reason we're getting short, we've got a setup pullback to end of trend, syncing up with cyclical resistance on 4500. Overshot 15, that's okay. We can overshoot this one, be caught by the next time frame up. Blue professional bar is going to come in. Big sell-off it was on the 1500, bullish divergence, but right on the zero line. So I'm looking for a flush. So something a kind of bigger dive down in order to put in that pattern. So it's kind of all good. Would have been like this little push up to be amateur up bars or something like that, a Rambo pattern or something good. So it might take a while just to test this, because that's a big jump off the lows. Good. We tested back up again into 81s. Blue professional bar comes in, we go through the lows of that. That's good. So rolling over here. So let's kind of test down. Target's sitting at 75.5, which is a long way away. Already got 6 in the bag, so don't want to get greedy. Well, we got going nicely down to 78. Now we're just bouncing back up, but just blue professional bar coming on the retrace, which is hopefully good. If we break down through the lows of that, that'll take us through support 78. So as amateur down bars, Rambo patterns kind of driving the way. Not Rambo patterns up here, but anyway, so that's why we've just bounced temporarily. But I'm looking for this to move into a trend move, so support's got to be broken on 500, pull back into trend. So come on, break the lows of this, get down to 78.5 again, and we'll take us through here. We have rounded out with exhaustion, bearish divergence, bang. Bit of a jump up, but it's amateur up bar testing back up to 81. We did start to break this blue professional bar, so let's just be very careful. Amateur down bars, amateur up bars. It's a bit of a channel deciding what to do. Right, finally getting this thing going. Just been sitting on Entry point forever. Blue professional bars coming though here and here, 45.15 on this little retrace back up. Resistance can't get through 80, so we're coming back to the bottom of this channel. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a flush pattern. And here we go. Let's take out these lows down here, 78. And then all of a sudden 81 looks like a bit of a turning point. We're going resistance to support down here. Come on. Alright, here we go. We've got support in on 500. No blue professional bars kind of come in here, so break of that takes us into a trend move. Got minus 2,000 at the moment down here, so it's just bouncing off a rainbow pattern. But come on, take us through there. Resistance to support. Need to run this thing out, test these lows. What are we talking about? 74s. Yep, 74 even. My target's at 75.50. But quite happy to punch out early. Just want to see blue professional bars starting to come back in as we test back. Right, here we go. That was just blue professional bar coming on the retrace. Getting short, so let's break through the support. Take us down. We're still sitting on minus 2,000. And I'm looking for 550. We're at 650. So come on, let's get a rush. Right, we just had a little bit of bounce back at support here, but it's probably got a run pull back end of trend and got exhaustion. Got exhaustion here, got to mirror it down here, and a final break through this 76 level. Give us that minus 3,000 on better momentum. Come on, could easily jump, but I'm going to hold. So it's got to play out. Go, just taking out 75.50 for another 4. Excellent. Is it the right place to go at? Possibly not. It took a long time to get through here. 77s. Got rainbow patterns coming in. What I was looking for was that pro signal. Flush pattern, sorry. 1500. Decent sell reading down here, which we've not got yet. So I think it's going to go further. And we haven't seen blue professional bars on this place here. But quite happy with that. What a week. Ended up with a killer Friday, which is excellent. Well, that's this thing just got going as I kicked out. That's what I was looking for, more of a flush pattern. So we're sitting at 5,000 at the moment. This bar hasn't closed yet. Got exhaustion, bullish divergence come in with below supports on these two time frames, so certainly the 500's got to run out to pull back to end of trend. This kind of cyclical support kind of coming in at some point. See what this bar does when it closes. Okay, blue professional bar down here, 6,000. So that's a flush type reading.